From a super fast flying centipede to a snake climbing a tree to a crocodile that runs as fast as a horse. A lot of crazy things have happened in this world that you would hardly believe. That's not all. Have you ever seen what is known as a ghost fish? It didn't die and come back to life, but has something much cooler. In this video, we're going to show you things so strange that if it was not caught on camera, people would say you were lying. Don't be scared, none of these things can actually hurt you. Well, unless you get near them, of course. Keep watching to see some of these crazy clips. Smartest orca alive. Some of you may already know that orcas are some of the most intelligent creatures ever known to humans. These animals are incredible. Not only do they learn quickly, but they can also communicate with and comprehend humans. However, what this orca managed to accomplish was beyond genius. At first, the orca had a fish that was given to it as a snack. The orca decided to put it to good use. It hurled it towards the seagulls, and then it waited until one of the unfortunate seagulls tried to get the fish. The orca used the fish as bait, and in the end, it was successful in carrying out its genius strategy. We should also add that it did this quite skillfully. We should all be amazed by their intelligence and skills. You don't get to see this every day. The fish zombie. This fish seems to be apparently dead and dried out with no sign of life until someone splashes some water on it. Suddenly, it pops back to life once more. Or was it ever dead in the first place? This sight is definitely a bizarre one. And if someone had told us about something like this without us seeing it, we would never have believed it. Watching it is really weird, but you can't deny something you see with your own eyes, can you? This crazy fish is called a suckermouth catfish. This species of fish has a very special ability that helps it survive up to 20 hours out of the water. So even at first glance you see a fish that is all scaly and dried up, don't be too quick to throw it into the pot of soup. You might have one messy situation on your hands. These dried out fish are just waiting for someone to put them back into the water. The super speedy croc. We're sure when you first saw a croc in action, you were grateful that these killing machines were not fast enough to catch you in the wild. What if I told you that you were wrong about that? A lot of people think they could outrun crocodiles because they are known all over the world for being super strong, but also super slow. However, it now seems that crocs have adapted their hunting style. This video shows a croc galloping and hopping like a horse or some weird cheetah. They have now become stronger and faster, so you better beware. Fish trapped in a jellyfish. The ocean can be a terrifying place, whether you are close to the surface or deep down below. At any moment, you can see something that will scare you for the rest of your life. In this clip, we can see two tiny fish traveling inside a jellyfish. It's almost as if the jellyfish is acting like a bus and transporting these cute little fellas. Now, isn't that jellyfish just a kind of creature to give these fishes a ride? While the fish may not know this particular jellyfish produces a pretty deadly kind of venom. Little do they know that they need to get out of their hiding spot as fast as possible, or else they might dissolve in there without ever knowing what hit them. Colugo. Now, this weird-looking creature that is before your eyes is not a scary mythical creature, but in fact, a mammal known as the colugo. We're pretty sure in ancient times, this creature must have been worshipped or something like that. It looks like something out of a scary children's tale. I mean, look at it. It is clingy, huge, loud, and with a very creepy voice. The colugo has webbed legs and hands. No matter how closely you look, there's not a single thing you can find adorable here. Well, unless you're into that sort of thing, of course. 300 snakes. India might be known all over the world as a place of beautiful culture and colors. But what a lot of people are unaware of is that it is also a place where you can find some of the strangest and weirdest phenomena ever. For instance, have you seen this clip where we see a man holding a huge bag? And when he opens the bag, to our surprise, there are hundreds of snakes in it. Showing just how crazy he is, he caught them all, sorted them all, and what's more, he was only using his bare hands. Now that's something I would never have believed unless I saw it with my own eyes. There were just no F's given that day. It was just the man and his many snakes enjoying the sun in the wild. though we have heard some confirmation that the man was actually setting those snakes free. Ghostfish. This creepy little swimmer is known as the ghostfish, not because it died and came back to life, but because it is completely transparent. If you were to swim by this little fish in a hurry, there is no way you would even give it a second look. Everything about the fish is transparent, from the organs to the brains to the bones. This diver was lucky to come across this ghostfish while diving in the Marsalforn Bay in Malta. As we can see, not even the eyes are showing in this fish. The intention is probably to hide from everything and everyone. What a shy little fish. We have since determined that what this diver observed was a type of salp. Salps are frequently confused with jellyfish. However, they are genetically closer to humans. They also grow extremely quickly, reaching maturity in just 48 hours, and increasing their body length up to 10% per hour. They move through the water by contracting muscle bands surrounding their body, sucking water in at one end and pushing it out the other. They're filter feeders who eat whatever they catch in their feeding net, but their major food source is phytoplankton. The diver, who is a businessman by trade, believes his experience is the only one of its kind. He might just be right. Ninja rat. The kangaroo rat, or as we like to call it, the ninja rat, is a little springy rodent that is commonly found in desert regions. It is mostly known for hopping away in a strikingly similar fashion to a kangaroo. While hopping about in the desert looking for food, these little critters are at a risk of running into snakes. If there's one thing snakes love on their food menu, it is a nice bite of fresh rodents after a long and hot day in the sun. This is exactly what almost happens in this video. The snake is about to take a nice bite of the rat, but little did it know that this critter's size should not be underestimated. The kangaroo rat has enormous legs and a lightning-fast reaction time. This ninja rat can easily jump out of the way and even kick the snake out of its path. Therefore, this rat is not a meal. The snakes can just sneak up on it and eat it. They can hardly even catch them at all. Army of tadpoles. Once in a while, divers get to capture some of the most amazing videos ever. This diver's camera captured the incredible moment when a diver was caught swimming with thousands of tadpoles. At first, he thought he was going for an ordinary swim, but little did he know that he would actually be accompanied by many little tadpoles during their amphibian life cycle. Soon they will forget how to swim, but it's still pretty fun to watch these little fun lovers skitter through the bottom of the ocean. Flying dinosaur in the wild. Okay, this one might be a random video from an unidentified source, but it still looks very realistic. So realistic that it managed to make it onto our list. We mean, would you believe it if we told you that there was still a pterosaur lurking in our skies? It's very easy to identify pterosaurs, thanks to all the dinosaur movies out there. No one can argue that they are the greatest flying creatures ever. Sadly, they died long before we could witness them in action. It turns out some folks were lucky to catch one on camera while it was in action. Tell us what you think of this clip in the comments. It might be a fake made for publicity purposes, but you can never be too sure. Ghost shark. Also known as a chimera, there is a ghost that haunts the deep sea. An elusive creature, one that has existed on this planet for millions of years. The chimera, or ghost shark, is a cartilaginous fish that is related to sharks and rays. However, they exhibit a morphology unlike any other creature. With seemingly only one gill on either side of their body, upper jaws fused to their skull, no scales, and eyes that are backed with a reflective tissue layer that makes them seem to glow in the dark, the chimera has an eerie and ghost-like appearance. They seem to move like ghosts too, as rather than most sharks that generate propulsion using their tails, ghost sharks use their large wing-like pectoral fins to glide through the water, a characteristic more suited to a bird than a fish. However, these peculiar features have a purpose. Although some chimera inhabit coastal waters, many live at depths of over 8,200 feet. Meaning that ghost sharks need to be well adapted to life in the deep sea. Their large pectoral and pelvic fins allow them to cover large distances while using less energy. Large eyes allow them to absorb as much light as possible in the sunless depths. And a protruding snout, highly sensitive to electrical fields and movement, allows them to search for prey in the sand. Their behavior of swimming on the ocean floor leaves them vulnerable to attacks from above. But this highly adapted fish has a solution for that too, and protects itself with a large venomous spine that precedes the first dorsal fin. The stitch-like lines that can be seen around the eyes and along each side of the body make up the lateral line system. This allows them to detect vibrations and movement in the water. Like many creatures of the deep, Ghost sharks exhibit the zoological phenomenon of deep-sea gigantism. These odd features come as no surprise when considering the Greek word chimera refers to a monster whose body consists of parts of different animals joined together. It's therefore understandable how these fish got their name, possessing the nostrils of a mammal, the spine of a porcupine, and fins like the wings of a bird. They truly are one of the deep sea's most bizarre residents, and the depths still hold many secrets. Who knows what other wonderfully mysterious creatures are out there waiting to be found? A giant anaconda. Remember when this clip went viral on the internet some time ago? Some people saw this gigantic anaconda trying to cross a road in the middle of the afternoon. To show just how bold and fearless this anaconda is, many humans were present, and it didn't even faze the animal one bit. The humans got down from their cars and began to stop the approaching vehicles in order to let this reptilian visitor slither wherever it wanted to. The incident happened in Brazil in 2019, and this snake is definitely not something someone gets to see on a daily basis. Imagine coming back from the office one evening and seeing a huge 4-meter-long anaconda that weighs around 66 pounds trying to cross the road. Surely you would make a run for it. Pretty sure no one is ready to put their life on the line like that. Well, except if the person is crazy, of course. Suicidal fish. What this guy filmed is something you might not want to believe if it wasn't captured on a camera. After seeing this fish about to die, this man came up to it and decided to help it out. But this fish kept returning back to where the dry land was. It definitely did not want to stay too long in the water.
Come here. Good boy.
Who knows? Maybe it was depressed and wanted to end its life. Or perhaps it just loved this human so much that leaving him was not something the fish was very willing to do. Either way, this is very strange behavior from the water creature. Normally, fish would grab the first opportunity to run away from humans. Speedy turtle. For a long time, we have all thought that turtles and tortoises were contenders for the slowest creatures on Earth. Remember all those stories about the tortoise and the hare? Well, it turns out that not only are turtles slow and steady, but they have also learned how to be super fast. Not only is this turtle fast, we think this one could easily win the title for the fastest turtle on Earth. This man found this huge turtle on his way back from work. He wasn't really sure what it was doing out of the water. So when he got closer to it, he found out that this creature was way faster than it looks. This quick turtle made a sudden dash for a nearby pond and was never seen again. The elephant who didn't die. Welcome to the jungle, where crazy things happen on a daily basis. This elephant was shot straight in the head and was bleeding out of the wound, yet it remained standing. In fact, this huge animal approached some nearby humans in a very cautious manner and showed them the bullet in his skull because, obviously, elephants don't know how to treat bullet wounds. This elephant survived being shot in the head, likely by a poacher. Rescuers estimate he walked around for weeks in Zimbabwe with a gunshot wound until he was rescued. The doctors got to work immediately. The elephant was set up for an emergency surgery, and they did all they could to remove the bullet from the skull and treat the wound for an infection. Hopefully, the elephant is somewhere out in the wild today and doing good. Walking fish. Around 2016, this amazing clip was posted online, and it caused quite a shock all over the world. Everyone was absolutely amazed to see these fish walking on land like they belonged there.
Oh, shit.
We have no idea how they ended up on land, and we don't know how they were able to actually walk themselves back into the water safely. If this continues like this, it can't be too far off when a day will come when these fishes will rule the land, and then we humans will have nowhere to go. We're just joking, of course, but this is a weird phenomenon that should be properly investigated, and the reason for this strange behavior should be publicized to the whole world. Fish with human face. This woman captured footage of a fish in China, and its creepy head will make you do a double take. There are over 33,000 species of fish that were discovered so far, and experts believe there are plenty of other fishes in the sea that we have not discovered. The latest of these is a human-faced fish in one clip that went viral in November of 2019. People were absolutely weirded out by its existence. Some claimed it was a carpet with a human-like face. This video is absolutely not fake, but it might be possible that this is just a carp. The camera angle and its scales made it appear like it was a human face. What a weird world this is. Snail eating a carrot. Before we continue, let's agree on one thing. Snails are pretty weird and slimy creatures. Usually they prefer to have fresh leaf stems and things like that for their lunch and dinner. But it seems these days they have started to love bigger vegetables. For example, look at this African giant snail munching on this yummy carrot. It just refused to let go of the thing. Looking at it like this, the snail looks more like a hamster rather than a snail eating a carrot. Is it weird that we find this kind of cute? A cuddly moray eel. Eels are usually feared as sea monsters or creepy creatures. Well, that's not wrong. They really do look very creepy. It would be dangerous too if you ever come across one. In that instance, staying as far away as possible would be better. However, the scary-looking moray eel this diver came across was definitely eager for the cuddles and snuggles. It definitely did not mind the humans scratching and patting it. Normally, a moray eel would either run away or fight back, but this eel didn't do any of that. From the looks of it, it looks more like an ocean dog than a scary, creepy monster of the sea. No seagull for dinner. Luckily for this undead bird, it managed to come back to life after meeting death face to face. Coming back to life after facing death might seem impossible for us humans, but it is something that is very possible if we think about the case of this seagull. Some folks were trying to feed this tuna fish, when this jerk of a seagull thought it could just snatch it away like it was his birthright. It ended up getting swallowed by the fish. Luckily for the bird, it seems like the fish was in no mood for seagull snacks today. It decided to throw the seagull out. To be honest, seagulls kind of deserve this kind of treatment, don't you think? At least this one gets to live to steal another day. Wolffish. This voracious predator with a large head, powerful jaws, and large canine teeth is not something you will ever want to mess with. They look like something straight out of a scary ocean movie. Who said monsters don't exist? If you're wondering just how sharp their teeth are, this clip where it bites a crab will show you exactly how sharp they are. These crazy fish are super deadly and are ready to bite almost anything they come into contact with. Turtle with exposed heart. Lastly, we have this tiny turtle that was born with an exposed heart. The experts said it wouldn't live long, but the owner knew he had to do everything he could to save its life. The heart can actually be seen beating from under the turtle. This condition made her more vulnerable and sensitive. It was 3 inches wide when the guy got it, and now she is getting bigger and healthier with time. This is all thanks to her caring dad's efforts and endless devotion. A tiny turtle named Hope has become a social media influencer. She has over 235,000 followers on Instagram. The albino pink-bellied turtle was born with a rare condition that doesn't even have a name. Hope's heart is located outside her shell, exposed. Her heart is visible through a small hole in her stomach and can be seen beating as she moves around her tank. Fortunately, it has not impacted the turtle's health. Hope's owner, Michael Aquilina, told In the Know that his pet is healthy. Aquilina, 31, makes sure to regularly update his large Instagram following on Hope's health. His Instagram page, AquaMike23, contains many photos showcasing Hope and her extraordinary condition. Aquilina told Caters News that Hope has offered him a great deal of emotional support for the turtle since she came into his life in late 2018. Aquilina had wanted Hope to inspire others too, and the turtle has indeed lived up to her name as she grew into a healthy adult despite her condition. What do you think of some of these crazy clips? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Till next time!